was approached by the now mayor of Mexico City when he had been elected. And he was very interested in figuring out two things: how to inject innovation as well as citizen participation into his government. And so he offered up the possibility of inventing a city department from scratch, which has been very exciting. And so the lab officially is a creative think tank / experimental space for the Mexico City government. And I have 17 people working on my team, everything from artificial intelligence experts to historians, journalists, artists, designers, filmmakers. So it's a motley crew, if you will. Just like the sheer numbers of Mexico City entail a very different context. 22 million people in a metropolitan area, 50% of our population is under age 26. 50% is dedicated to informal economy in one way or another. And at the same time, anything that you say, like marketplaces, we have 256 of them. Or you say students, only one public university has 350,000 students. So there is an overabundance of everything, as well as huge challenges. And I think one of the interesting things is going to be finding ways for us to really think about the commons, because when you talk about commons in a place such as Mexico City, it's super abundant. Like, there's so many possibilities that we haven't even begun to explore that I think could actually mitigate all of the risks and all of the challenges that come with being a population of that size. I believe safe spaces within government are incredibly important. I mean, government works under interesting, almost paradoxical challenge, which is, on one hand, we want our institutions to be solid and sure-footed. And on the other hand, many times we complain that many really great ideas that are out there take 10 years or 15 years to actually make their way into government. So I think that not only our lab, but other labs around the world are actually poised at that interesting crux. So the rest of government can keep on doing what they do best, which is go forth in a very solid fashion, but also be able to take risks, partnering with people from the lab, and also incorporating minds and disciplines that would not necessarily be part of the work or of public policy or of specific projects. So how can you actually start, in a playful fashion, experimenting with these other ways of getting the imaginations even of people involved? Because I think there's a lot of talk and a lot of work in the civic tech field, as well as others, about how to make governments more efficient and more practical. But I think that we've also seen that cities are not only about efficiency and practicality, they're also about fascination, they're also about consuming a lot of time in building communities and doing projects that are not necessarily done from one day to the other. So I would very much push for people becoming every time more involved, of thinking of citizenship as a creative act, of government thinking of themselves as catalyzers, and basically knowing that the cities themselves are the best vehicles and spaces for ideas to travel.